warhorses to workhorses, resetting the inner battlefield. Let me take you back to a small, dust-covered village where war was once a way of life. Tension hung in the air like smoke. The villagers didn't sleep deeply. Horses trained for battle stomped and snorted in the stables, armored and waiting for the next call to war. But one day, the fighting stopped. The elders gathered and a decision was made. No more war. But what do you do with a warhorse who only knows how to fight? You retrain it. You walk it slowly through fields. You let it feel the soil beneath its hooves. You teach it how to pull the plow instead of the sword. And in time, the horse finds peace in its labor. This is a metaphor for your mind. Your mind is the warhorse. Chapter 46 of the Tao Te Ching. When the world has the way, running horses are retired to till the fields. When the world lacks the way, war horses are bred in the countryside. No crime is greater than approving of greed. No calamity is greater than discontent. No fault is greater than possessiveness. So the satisfaction of contentment is always enough. Let's unpack this. If you've lived much of your life in constant stress, in pursuit, in proving, in protection, then your inner battlefield may still be active. Even if the war is over, the horse may still be charging. Laozi wrote, "When the world has the way, war horses are used to till the fields. When the world lacks the way, war horses are bred in the countryside." This is not just about society, it's about you. When your personal world is aligned with the way, with harmony, presence, truth, you no longer need your inner war horses to charge through the day. You can trade them for workhorses. You can let them be useful, grounded, and peaceful. Hooked by the battle. How often do you find yourself still fighting battles that have already ended? That old conversation that you replay in your head, that competition that left you burned out, that fear that keeps you in a cycle of overtraining, overworking, or overthinking. These are inner war zones, and they keep breeding war horses. Some athletes, executives, and high performers have trained themselves to be hyper-vigilant, to push harder, to never rest. But there's a cost to that armor. When you train for battle without peace, you eventually turn the battlefield on yourself. Stress becomes inflammation. Inflammation becomes illness. The very mindset that helped you win begins to eat away at the health, peace, and longevity you actually crave. The hidden calamity, Laozi said, "No crime is greater than approving of greed. No calamity is greater than discontent. No fault is greater than possessiveness." Now imagine those not as economic or social principles, but as internal states. Greed is not just about money. It's the internal hunger for more validation, more wins, more control. Discontent is the ache that whispers, "You're not there yet," no matter how far you've come. Possessiveness is clinging to who you think you must be instead of surrendering to who you are becoming. When the battlefield is within you, everything becomes a fight. With time, with aging, with performance, with rest. So what do? We reset the battlefield. We retire the warhorse. We till the field. We return to contentment. Tilling the field, the new strategy. The great paradox is this. Most people try to solve inner chaos with more outer effort, but Laozi invites a different approach. Instead of pushing your inner warhorse harder, you train it for peace. Here are 3 steps to resetting the inner battlefield. 1. Recognize when you're in combat mode. The first step is awareness. Can you spot when your energy spikes into defensiveness, urgency, or scarcity? When you're grinding, forcing, or constantly trying to get ahead, you may actually be feeding the old warhorse. Take a few breaths right now. Is your jaw clenched? Is your breath shallow? Is your mind racing? That's combat mode. The warhorse is pawing the ground. 2. Switch to the workhorse mind. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means you redirect power. A workhorse still exerts effort, but that effort is grounded. It contributes, it connects, it moves with nature. When you switch from trying to dominate life to learning how to cooperate with it, you find a rhythm. You stop pushing the river, you align with the current. Ask yourself, what if I could accomplish more by moving with life instead of against it? 3. Practice the art of contentment. Contentment isn't giving up, it's knowing that you already have enough ground to stand on. This might be the most radical act in a world addicted to proving. What if your body didn't need fixing, just nourishing? What if your performance didn't need pressure, just presence? What if the next level didn't come from more tension, but more trust? When you embrace contentment, you conserve energy. You become more effective by doing less, but doing it well. Here is a story from the mat years ago. I trained with a high-level teacher who lived in a small town on the outskirts of the city. He wasn't famous, no trophies on the wall, just a gentle presence that you could feel when you walked into the room. One day I asked him, "How do you move so effortlessly? How do you never seem to be out of breath, never in a rush?" He smiled and said, "I stopped fighting the wrong battles." He went on to explain that for years he trained with tension, he trained to win, he trained with fire in his gut, and he got good, very good. But eventually his body started to break down. His sleep declined, his relationships frayed, so he changed. He stopped training to win. He started training to listen to the floor, to listen to his own breath, to listen to the other person, even as they were attacking. He became the workhorse, steady, powerful, present. And ironically, he became even more dangerous, not because he fought harder, but because he was anchored, calm, efficient, rewriting your inner code. What if your best self isn't forged in the fire of endless struggle, but in the peace of presence? What if true excellence isn't about more pressure, but better alignment? What if the old warhorse in your mind could finally rest and a new way of being could begin? That's what chapter 46 of the Tao Te Ching is pointing us toward. A life that no longer needs a battlefield, a mind that no longer makes everything into a fight, a heart that is content, present, and aligned. The daily reset. Try this for the next 7 days. At the end of each day, ask yourself 2 questions. 1, where did I feel the warhorse today? Tension, urgency, frustration, pushing. 2, where did I invite the workhorse? Peace, effortlessness, service, flow. Then take 5 minutes in stillness. Breathe. Relax your jaw. Feel your feet. This simple daily reflection retrains your nervous system. It sends the message, you are safe. You can return to peace. You can pull the plow now. The battlefield is optional. The warhorse can become a workhorse. Your mind can rest. Your body can heal. Your performance can improve through peace, not pressure. As Laozi says, the satisfaction of contentment is always enough. Let that be your new training ground. Let that be your edge. Because the warrior who has laid down the sword is still strong, but now they are also wise.